in 1999, my son Joseph, who was about 14 years of age at the time, all of a sudden in October came down with a temperature, 38, 39, 40, and it continued for about, just continued day after day. We couldn't understand, but we'd give him a Panadol to try and bring the temperature down. It'd come down for about an hour or so, and then all of a sudden the temperature just come back up again. And we took him to the doctors. They couldn't work out what was going on. They suggested we go to the hospital. We took him to the children's hospital. Still, they checked him out and still couldn't understand why his temperature wasn't coming down. And so we took him back home, and at home, because his body just felt all inflamed, we couldn't send him to school, so he stopped going to school from October. And then what we did was we continued to pray, continued to thank the Lord for his healing, because we had been taught that. But we weren't seeing anything happen. Nothing was changing. This continued now for about 4 months. And after 4 months of my son going through this pain, and it's almost torture actually, more than just pain, I felt like my son was being tortured. And just one day, my wife and I, we looked at each other, and I just said to my wife, look, we've got to do something more here. This is not happening. So we decided that we would offer God a sacrifice of staying up through the whole night, and we said to each other, why don't we share the load? Why don't we share the time in prayer towards the Lord? I said, I'll do from 12 midnight till 3 a.m. and then my wife would get up, and she would get up at 3 and follow the prayer and worship unto the Lord till 6 in the morning. Just thanking the Lord that he would release my son from this fever that just wasn't coming down. So we did this. We got together, we got up. I got up that night. My wife got up at 3, and we just worshipped the Lord and just said, Lord, we just thank you for Joseph's healing. We really, really just continue to thank you that you release him from this fever, this torment, and all the glory and the honor belongs to you. And then once we got up the next morning, we started to notice that the fever was starting to come down, and Joseph was getting better and better. And within days, the whole thing just disappeared. His body just went back to normal. The inflammation went away, his temperature came back to normal, and the Lord had actually set our son free. This is something that we learnt, that if we offer God a sacrifice of praise and thanksgiving, that the Lord will accept those sacrifices, will accept that time that we deny ourselves of some sleep and offer that onto the Lord as an offering for what God would do in return for what we were asking with, and that was to have our son released from this fever. So praise be to God.